This thing on? Alright. Hey everybody, welcome to the On the Grind podcast with your host Justin Brown. Today is Saturday, February 10th, 2018. It's a little bit past midnight, just getting home from a fun show I did. I'll talk about later over at Crofton Country Club. Man, it was a blast. It was a fucking blast, dude. But more importantly this week was the Super Bowl, and holy shit, the Patriots didn't win again. So congratulations, I guess, to the Philadelphia Eagles, their fans, and I don't know, whatever you think you deserve over there. I'm not a huge, I wasn't a huge football person this season. I tried to boycott, but, the playoffs got around and you didn't see Kaepernick on his knee as much, Pigskin looked a little bit more appealing, but this game was interesting. I was going to bet on it, but I went to bet on New England, especially with not only with Tom Brady's hand, but the Eagles were playing too much like a Madden team where everything was just clicking. It was high scoring. It was almost, and they were they were under five. What was they, over 5.5 points? Whatever, they were expected to lose in Vegas odds early on, but they didn't, man. They crushed them. It wasn't even much of a game. Like, New England kind of had it competitive, but honestly, there wasn't a point where I didn't think that it was out of the Eagles' grasp. So congrats to them, man. I wouldn't say Philly deserves, too many nice things, but I'm not mad if they won a Super Bowl. Funny thing for Tom Brady, he is now 0-3 against the NFC East, which if you're a Redskins fan might sound like awesome to you. If you get to the Super Bowl next year and you play Tom Brady, you think you're going to win. Let's temper our expectations. You just got a quarterback that replaced your own. That's the most exciting thing that happened for you. But yeah, man, that was interesting. Man, the commercials though, ooh, if you watch the Super Bowl, please tell me what your favorite commercial is. Honestly, there weren't that many to choose from this year. They mostly sucked. I think the Doritos one, the Doritos voiceover karaoke, blah, 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 with the Peter Dinklage and Morgan Freeman. Kind of interesting, I guess. Then there was the Netflix one where they didn't really pay attention to them, but apparently they released a movie right after the Super Bowl went off so you can watch it. Apparently that was unprecedented in marketing and wherever the hell people pay attention to that too, but that was, I guess, a twist to note. But yeah, most of the commercials sucked this year, man. Like, I wouldn't even blame anyone who couldn't quote a single one. Like, they were so bad, Stevie Wonder didn't even ask what happened in each one. Boom. There you go. Like, you'd rather be blind than watch those stupid ass commercials. It was like way too uplifting and way too serious. There was a lot of take care of yourselves, a lot of be careful out there, a lot of car commercials. Oh, there was that one commercial that used MLK's voice. Dr. King, during Black History Month, they used his voice to try to sell a car. Oh, buddy. Understandably, the King family was mad that his voice was used to try to sell a product. Like, you have to be the most brazen white dude. Either you have to not give a shit at all, or you have to not really know. You have to have, like, the opposite of white guilt, white innocence. It's like, I didn't know, man. I thought he walked so much, maybe he wanted to be in a car. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm sorry. They apologized and crap, but whatever, dude. The commercial already aired. I don't think there's people that are really going to care that much. If I get 0 APR financing, are you serious? $5,000 cash back? Yeah, let freedom ring on these prices, baby. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is the best I got. The commercials this year stunk. Not only that, man. Ooh, let's touch on this. Is this the end? Kinda, hopefully, for Justin Timberlake? Did anyone see his who stuck around for this whole thing? Like, for one, I watched it because I was hanging with my girlfriend and her brother. We watched it over at her house. Wow, they were into it, I guess. I really wasn't. Like, for one, he played, I think, one song off his new album where, I don't know, he's a white man going in the woods dressed as, he's dressed in Black Panther attire going into the woods, taking back, I don't know, it's a weird concept. It must have been hella bad because you gotta pay to perform at the Super Bowl. So, like, your album sales suck so much that you had to put money out of your own pocket for people to buy it. Why not just get them shits out for free, dog? Plenty of artists do that every now and then, man. Justin Timberlake is not popping like he used to be. Back when black people were making him popular, keeping him relevant. Jesus Christ, though. There's so many ways to go with this. For one, the song selection. He played one song off his new album. The rest, Jesus, was he digging back into his crates or what? I heard Signs. I heard Dance With Me. The joints that Timberland helped him pop on. Some hits I didn't even know were his, but were decent. I mean, he went so far back in his crates, I'm surprised he didn't come out with Frosted Tips and started singing Bye Bye Bye. Jesus. Bye 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 Bye. That was popping whenever that was out. I'm not even sure if it was his group. If it wasn't, it was a group like his, and that's close to hell enough. That was horrible. Then he did the thing everybody was worried about was the rumor he was going to do something with Prince, and I don't know. I mean, the thing he did, if you didn't see it, he broadcasted a picture of Prince, kind of like Dave Chappelle did with Phife Dawg. And the Tribe Called Quest did with Phife Dawg and SNL. The way they broadcasted a picture of him on the screen during his verse, during their song. Justin Timberlake tried something similar. He was rumored to do a 3D hologram, except he did, a video clip. He put a YouTube clip up of essentially Prince on the screen while Justin Timberlake was playing piano. It's like, dude, you have to literally dig someone up out of the grave because that's where your career is. Like, he probably just knocked in the coffin next to his, whatever. Justin Timberlake stinks now, man. He's known for dancing. He barely moved across the stage. I know 80-year-old geriatric patients that could have better moves than him. Like, I would rather dance with Muhammad Ali than dance with Justin Timberlake. He was moving like Michael Jackson was in that Thriller video, except it wasn't thrilling. It was annoying to look at. And like, a lot of people were also boycotting because of the Janet. You remember him? He's the dude that pulled out Janet Jackson's titty back in the last time he performed at the Super Bowl. Honest to God, I'd rather look at Janet Jackson's titty now than have watched that whole thing. That's how annoyingly dumb it was. But, I'm a man, and titties are always going to be nice. And sports are always going to be appealing. So, again, shout-outs, respect to the Eagles. You did your thing this year. Doug Peterson led a great team. Not happy Foles won, you know what I mean? It's too many. It was a season of the backup doing too well. You had Foles, you had Keenum. Just a lot of backups being successful for no reason. Defenses, step it up next year. Let's break some more fibulas or something. Get them the hell out of there. Keep the starters. Be nice to the starters, man. That's what I'm saying. I want good quality football that's sustainable. Not miracles on ice. I don't know, man. That was that was a Super Bowl though, man. It was an enjoyable experience, I guess. I was sleepy by the end of it. Yeah. In another big sports news, because this is a big sports week, was the NBA trade deadline, and holy crap, did LeBron James cry his way into a decent team. Like, for a guy who I think eclipses Jordan on and off the field or court, whatever, he has some very soft tendencies, dude, and he's, again, talent's undeniable. One of the top 10 players of all time without question. God damn, does he cry? God damn, does he cry? It's a rhetorical question because oh my God, he cries. I'm trying to say bitch, but I don't want to. But dude, he does a lot of bitching over there. The refs, like, he's been doing it since, I don't know, Gilbert Arenas was around. before Gilbert Arenas got a talk show, whatever the hell he got, dude. He's just a big crybaby at times. But either way, he got what the hell he wanted. Who was it? Kobe Altman, the new GM of the Cavaliers, made out like a friggin' bandit, yo. He picked up Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, George Hill, Rodney Hood, pretty much all the dudes that a lot of teams were looking at if they were going to get younger and the talent in their backcourt and possibly front court. And they didn't have to give up much to do it, dude. They gave out a lot of players that haven't helped them win much over the past couple of years. The only dude I think that they won with was Channing Frye, a good older guy with a jump shot still. Everybody else, like D-Wade, LeBron said, screw you, buddy. Go back to the beaches of Florida and drown. But, yeah, dude, it was crazy. Crazy deadline. My Wizards didn't, at least Ernie Grunfeld, the GM of the Wizards, didn't bungle this in that he kept our first-round pick. And that's a start. You know, he's traded away many first-round picks. In fact, the last time we had a first-round pick actually playing our team was from the 2015 draft about 3 years ago. So hopefully we keep this pick through and through, and we have either a great backup two guard or a great rim protector drafted next year that we can see in a Washington or District jersey. Man, but no, that was wild because everybody's thinking at the beginning of the season it's going to be all the Warriors again and Warriors-Cavs matchup, but it's been a surprising NBA season. You have the Rockets looking legitimately like the better team in the West outside of the Warriors. I mean, they've beaten the Warriors this year, I think, a couple times already. I think they have a better record, if not the same exact record. And, yeah, James Harden is just looking even like an undeniable MVP candidate this year. And then you have in the East, you thought it was going to be the Cavs again, but they're struggling before this trade deadline, which is probably why all this stuff went down. But the Raptors and the Celtics have at least a few games up on them. And then slowly but surely, my Wizards are clawing back, and they're their own drama-filled story with John Wall this year, which I won't get into now. I can talk about it for hours, but yeah, I don't feel like it. I can waste a lot of energy doing that. But now, all in all, solid week for sports. The Olympic Games comes on last night, and I'm going to watch the opening ceremony this year. Just to see if anything interesting went down. I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, solid week for comedy, culminating in the show on Friday night, last night, out in Crofton, Maryland, at Crofton Country Club. Yes, and it's as white. It was as white as it sounded. However, I'll tell you what, white people with money, rich white people that drink a little bit, they just want to cut loose and have fun. You know what I mean? That's what I was telling myself anyway. Wasn't exactly an Elks Lodge. Like, they came out to have fun last night, dressed in their best casino-going attire. Like, I'm pretty sure if MGM was any closer, they would have taken their chips elsewhere. But they came out, and it was a blast to entertain them. I want to thank Terrence Hawkins for putting me up on that show. Did a guest spot, about 10 minutes. It was, man, they made me feel good last night. I really do appreciate that time. Rob Mayer, the headliner, came through and destroyed for like 30 minutes. And this is a guy I saw probably first about 10 years ago. Before I even started doing comedy, I was just a fan. And about 5-6 years ago. But anyway, I was just a fan. I saw him over at DC Improv featuring for somebody whose name I'm forgetting right now. But anyway, he crushed there too. But I'd never seen him headline before. But goddamn, he is worth every ticket, money, dollar you can spend. So I think that's at Rob Mayer on Instagram. Hit him up if you ever need him for a show. But yeah, man, it was a good night, good week. Really happy that happened. All right. I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. Just some news for me. at Black J Brown on Instagram and Twitter. You know where to find me. Hoping with this podcast moving forward, you guys are going to leave some comments and feedback. Always welcoming that. Because how else am I going to get better? Really. You want this to get better if you want to keep listening. So why not help me out some? If you got questions or topics you want me to address or talk about, by all means, send them my way. Other than that, man, I think it's about time we bring on our guests. So why don't we do that? Stay tuned, kids. I'll be right back. Hey, guys. Welcome back. Today, our guest is a good friend of mine, Loy Lee. I actually met Loy under a private investigation into the crime of a Lord Han. We both visited his private island for a secret martial arts tournament that quickly turned deadly. But hailing from Boston, Massachusetts, he's done stand-up. He's been on TV. He writes for others. Just a really good dude. Today, our conversation really just focused on the business side of comedy and, the game of comedy today versus, well, you'll see. Just listen.
Like, what does that even mean as a comic?
Dude, it's just, I don't know. Talking about your life.
But, as in, like, on your press releases and all your shit, it's like, tell your story. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe it just assume like every comics had like a fucked up background story to talk about. Like everybody has like the Richard Pryor past.
But it's like,
dude.
I mean, the way I grew up, it's just not that exciting. Like, yeah, I'm sure I could find, but it's like I don't want you crying for me before I hit the stage. Like, and his dad left him before he. I don't want.
But I mean, isn't that part of just getting the people in the seats? Once you have them in the seats, you can do what the fuck you want.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, but yeah, just branding, like trying to understand what that means as a comic. Like as a product, I know how to brand a product. I know how to brand a t-shirt. I know how to brand a fucking, I don't know, a microphone. I can do that shit.
Brand it in terms of like just putting a logo on it, or brand it how?
Brand it like making it marketable. Like talking about it in a way that it's an inanimate object. Like, amazing faux oak mahogany dresser, crazy storage, 8 drawer, like
talking it up.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I could sell anything, but like when you sell yourself, it's sort of like, what the fuck am I doing here?
I mean, isn't it just part of believing in yourself and all that bullshit? Like believing you're worth the ticket price is part of it.
Yes.
And then from there, knowing how to tell people.
I believe that, but how do you? I have a hard time selling people. Like I tell you, oh yeah, meet my cool dude, funny.
Yeah.
But like, how do you
differentiate yourself between?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people tell anybody in casual, oh dude, you funny as shit. Yeah. That happens all the time.
That's all you need is a voucher. Like, yeah, that dude's funny. Yeah, you should link up.
That's the start.
Yeah.
But then it's like, how do you turn that? Yeah, that dude's funny. You should go pay to see him.
Right.
That's the fucking. That's the next step beyond the next step for me. Right now, it's just, I don't know, figuring out who I am and then how to sell it. Because you have like a good idea who you are, right?
I hope so. Like it's a weird merger of like, I know who I am and I know who I need to be. And I'm somewhere in the middle, depending on the day.
Who do you need to be?
Like as an Asian American comic.
So that's how you're looking at yourself first and foremost. Then your first lens is Asian,
because I know that's the first thing people observe of me. Like I walk into an all black room.
Yeah.
First thing, people always they always give me that look like, who is this guy? Not in a good like, oh shit, who is this guy's like
who placed an order?
Yeah,
delivery guys here.
Like you could see, like if you walk in with me at a spot, you could just see some people just kind of like trying to figure this out, like. And it's never, oh, he's a comic. Like, I came here to a comedy show. Asian guy rolls in.
But I guess it depends on the spot, too, right? Like, if it's a diverse crowd or diverse room, then it's a little less, it's a little more inconspicuous.
Yeah, but in most cases, a lot of comedy, it's one or the other.
It's race dominant.
Yeah.
Fucking,
because that's the way it's marketed.
I don't know, man.
Look
It depends on the market.
Look at Proud Marys or MVP. I guess they're one and the same, right?
I'm about the same dude. Yeah.
I am the only not black person there.
No, there's usually white.
There's like
white people.
Yeah, but that's his family. But
followers or people that work there. Yeah.
But in most cases, 99%, I'm usually the only not black person there, and I'm for sure the only Asian person there.
Yeah.
And then look at last night. I'm the only Asian person there.
I mean,
but
that went around. That spread.
Yeah, but you can't like what I'm trying to say is like the data point is this: when I walk into a room, especially like an all black room, people showed up for a comedy show. They don't first assume that I'm a comic. They kind of like
fair. But doesn't that make it a little bit easier, you think?
Yes, because the expectations are so low.
Exactly. Like, there's no bars. Like, no, he doesn't look like Eddie Murphy, or he doesn't look like, what the fuck's poppin'?
You know that
Fly.
You know that joke that people always, the comparison that everyone does, like, black people are not Africans, Africans are not black people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Asians and Asian Americans are not the same. And even within those two categories, there's levels. There's, like, Koreans are not Chinese, are not Japanese, are not Cambodian, are not, and they're not the same.
Yes and no.
No, they're not.
Yes and no.
See, I'm telling you that it's not.
Okay.
I'm telling you it's not.
Yes, you are right that they're not the same culturally.
Yes.
But depending on the culture interpreting it, they can't just be the same.
No, they are not. They're yeah. Like sometimes
outsider perspective.
I have to tell jokes like that's not the same, and some people go, yeah, whatever.
Exactly.
And you kind of go, okay, so that's saying, like, you go, okay, niggas from Atlanta, niggas from LA, niggas from DC, they're all the same, and then everyone's wow, like no, literally, you guys are the same, just great. We don't even speak the same language. We don't have the same food at all. Like, saying a dude from Atlanta is like a guy. Any dude from Germany, like that's not the same, but it's the same comparison. Chinese people don't speak Korean,
but you should, just to make it easier on us. Don't you think?
No, negative.
Why not? It's like when I was taking classes, they said
motherfucker, do you speak a second language?
Yeah.
What do you speak?
Corporate office.
Yeah, you speak English. You want me to speak another language? You want us to speak another language and you don't speak a second language.
I mean, but I speak the most dominant one. You know what I mean? I speak the one that's in everybody's house just about. Or is about to be.
Corporate?
Some type of American.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you want everybody to speak a second language, but you don't speak a second language.
No, I don't. I'm happy with...
But it's just, everyone should speak Chinese. Like, motherfucker, do you speak Chinese?
No, although I am trying to learn Spanish, Duolingo, for my third time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to see how that goes. But nah, dude,
Spanish is super easy.
When you got people to practice with, you don't have people to practice with, then...
You're in D.C. You got all these Salvadorians.
So I'm just walking out with the El Salvadorians on the street like, hey,
learn a phrase.
Gusto.
Yeah, well, that's usually when you leave. Like, that's
you know what I mean. But
yeah, it's like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Yeah. And then, just whatever, you just keep on practicing the one or two phrases. They know you don't speak Spanish.
But what they're going to do, they're going to give me that look.
Nah, no me importa.
Like you get when you walk into the room.
No me importa. Just speak it. Just do whatever you can.
Pollo arroz.
Yeah, por favor.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's it. A little bit of time.
It's...
That's because you're not gonna learn if you don't practice it, and you don't practice it if you don't use it out.
Right. And
then then there's gonna say something else, and you figure out what they're saying, and then you gotta figure out how and then next time you come back, then you're like
it's a building block.
babusa, whatever they're asking.
True. I guess that's one thing I don't like about DC compared to like other cities. As many cultures that are here, they're not as present as they could be. Like New York,
New York has everything. Yeah, but even LA has everything. But it's like if you don't want to see Asians, you just don't go to that part of the city.
True.
You don't want to see black people, you just don't go
to Compton, Oakland,
or like there's portions where you just like you might see a black person, but you're not seeing niggas.
Right.
Asians are just in that area. Mexicans are sort of everywhere, but you know where you can go. as diverse as it is, it's like everyone's staying in their own corners.
But DC doesn't have that though. And that's the annoying thing too. Like I wish I could interact with more cultures outside of just going to their restaurant. But the thing with DC, I guess, compared to LA, is that you can tell me if I'm wrong. There's groups or pockets of people literally just about in every part of the city.
Yeah,
but it doesn't show.
Yeah. See, LA. I'm sure. I'm sure there is, but it's really not. It's like there's Mexicans everywhere. Literally Mexicans, not ironically Mexican. Like there's Mexicans everywhere. But then there's places where it's like everything's in Spanish, everything's in cash. Like, and there's sections where you're like, I don't know if I'm in Mexico or not. But then 6 blocks out, you're like, oh, there's Starbucks and Whole Foods.
So there's no Starbucks in the Mexican neighborhoods of LA.
Nah.
What do they have?
I don't know.
Mucho
I don't fucking go there. Horchata.
Why? But you speak it. Why wouldn't you go there?
Because it's not. I don't feel. It's not a place that I want to be.
But don't you want to be a man of the people then? When it comes to like not even just you, but maybe your comedy. Like that's how I feel. I want to be. Yeah. I want to be able to interact with the common man at all times.
Yeah, and I've done sets in predominantly Spanish. Like I set it up in English and the punchlines in Spanish. Like I've done that a lot.
Okay.
I have no problem doing that.
Here or LA?
In LA.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't really have Spanish rooms out here. You have black rooms and you have other rooms, and that's
all the Spanish rooms only book English speaking people, and I don't get that because they've tried a couple.
What you mean?
Matt Dundas, you remember Matt Dundas? He had a room over near Columbia Heights.
Okay.
The Spanish room. It's like menus,
sure,
the food, regular patrons, all first language or predominantly, Spanish, Mexican, whatever. Title fits whatever thing appropriately, but everybody there speaks English. Havana Village. Right? Mm-hmm. If they had their normal patronage, it's going to be a mix of white people and people that speak some sort of Spanish language or, what variation of that.
Yeah.
But the thing they tell you to do there is not pander.
Is that what they say?
Early on, it was like a whole lot of don't do your jokes in Spanish, don't try to single out Spanish people, because maybe a lot of people that come there are green enough to where they won't trust them to try that, and it'll come off as cheesy or disrespectful.
It's
a lot of rules here.
Yeah, but that's just because it's an interesting scene. You're gonna see rules. You're gonna see rules. There's always rules. There's always going to be rules. Like that's where the money is. You go on late night. They want to see your set written word for word.
That standards and practices bullshit.
Yeah, and then they go, you can't use this word. Use a different word. You can't use this word. Don't use this. They want 7 minutes so they can give you 3 minutes. You do 7 minutes, and then they'll basically make it a 3-minute set.
But aren't you supposed to do 5?
More. It's usually 7 minutes. It's usually 7 minutes.
No, I mean on taping.
Right. As little as 3.
Oh. Who's done 3? I've only seen 5.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like that's basically what they always tell you to be wary of. But it's like, don't use this word. You can't say this. You can't say that. You can't. So when you go like when people are like, oh, you can't like what's his name? Tom Mango. Sure. They're like, don't talk about Trump. And people go, fucking bullshit. You fucking asshole. Like, that's not a bad ask. Just.
Yeah, but I think that can also be built on like the anticipation of how people talk about Trump. There's usually not a lot of variation.
There isn't. Yeah, but it's not a matter of why he says it. I could care less why. It's a matter of people get upset that there's rules, and like there's always rules. There's always going to be rules. When you do a corporate gig, there's always shit ton of rules.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, it's like don't mention this, don't mention that. Fine, no problem. You do a birthday. Don't say that, but rules are okay. Rules just help you get better because you now know that you can't say these things.
Yeah, at the same time, after a certain point, would you agree that it's more of a hindrance than a help?
I don't. It's the golden rule. The guy who makes the money makes the rules. Like, it's his show. He put up the money. Whatever. I'm not running the show. If he's paying me, I'll do. Fuck it. Whatever you want.
Yeah. You ever like institute your own rules then during the show? Like if I see a lot of people talking about Trump, for example, I won't touch on it. Even if I had something I wanted to work on, I'm doing what I can to stand out.
Yeah.
As best I can.
I like if a lot of people are talking about Trump, I'll talk about Trump. Well, let me rephrase that. If I see somebody talking about a topic, a lot of times I don't find whatever they're saying, and I don't find what they're saying is funny.
Yeah.
Then I'll say the same thing. They've already breached it. They've already explained it. So all I got to do is like basically hit the punchline.
Fair.
You know, because you've already done the heavy labor. Okay, you know that time when they told us to boycott Netflix, blah blah blah. Like now I can just go in there and go boycott Netflix. You know, like it's already been touched, and then I'm gonna hit them with a heavier punchline.
Because his didn't connect, and you know where the crowd stands on it. So I think it is an easy way just to let's go do what you're actually thinking.
Yeah, like whatever. Someone's churning butter, and I just come in and put it on my bread. I don't have to do any of the work. Just there it is. Come on.
Ugh, that sounds so. Yeah. I don't know how you do it, man. I just don't. How much does originality matter to you?
It matters everything. Everything matters originality.
Yeah.
Because my thing is like I have to fight a different fight to get across my point.
With karate.
Of course. Of course. There's no other way to fight the best martial art. But yeah, it's like
Taekwondo, actually. He's up there.
Fuck that guy.
What?
Fuck that guy.
Hold on, can we pause? Record, but also pause. Why are you insulting the great Bruce Lee of all people?
Fucked up my life. Now everybody has high expectations. Everyone thinks I can fight martial arts, and then when they get my ass kicked, I've disappointed black people at the same time.
No.
Fuck that guy. Nope.
No, I don't think you can disappoint us. You can only impress us.
No, I could whoop everybody's ass. Everyone goes, well, Bruce Lee did that. You go, fuck.
They're not going to do that, though. Black people are going to, it's like, oh, shit, that's Bruce Lee, whatever. They're not going to go, oh,
I'm just
he
saying.
didn't do it.
That's how I feel.
They either going to laugh at you or laugh with you.
Yeah. I say fuck Bruce Lee. I say fuck Jeremy Lin. I say fuck anybody. I do everything that you think that, because everybody automatically seems like, oh, you must love Bruce Lee. Like, I don't fucking love Bruce Lee. Fuck it.
He's like your...
Is he?
Martin Luther King, in a way.
Really? What did he do?
He helped breach Asians into Americans.
Oh, and how has that helped in 2018?
He helped...
What has that helped in 2018?
All the martial arts spin-offs that have been lucrative since then.
And how many of those are American? So you gonna tell me I have to do martial arts to be successful? Fuck him, I don't want it.
No, I'm saying
bullshit.
He got there would be no Harold and Kumar do White Castle without...
That has nothing to do with him. That has nothing to do with him.
There would be no Asian movies.
There has nothing to do with him. That's like saying slave owners should be your hero, because if it wasn't, we'd be in Africa still.
Some people have said that.
Yeah, it doesn't work right. It doesn't translate correctly.
No, it's... Morally, it's dumb. Logically, it can make sense, but logic without morals leads to corruption.
So, morally, I'm not a fan of Bruce Lee.
Because
he fucked it up for my whole life. He
fucked up your morals?
Yeah. No, he fucked up...
logically?
Logically, he fucked... Everybody thinks I can fight.
Okay.
So, growing up, everyone's like, oh... And then I'd be like, I don't do fighting. I don't fight.
But you should learn.
Why? Do you do martial arts?
I used to. I did several years
Why'd you
of Taekwondo. Hand injury.
Okay, then just keep on going. Just keep on going.
Well, no. I started going to college after that.
You can't tell me to do something that you don't do yourself.
But I did do it.
Yeah, so I did it too.
Without the inspiration of Bruce Lee.
I did it because I felt
not wanting to get my ass kicked again.
Yeah.
So
I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay, yeah. You do?
Yeah.
There you go. I guess you ain't want everybody to know that.
No, it don't matter. I don't really think it's a martial art. It's more of a
self-defense, right?
It's grappling.
Yeah, but it helps when someone's stepping to you.
But that's not a martial art. It's more of a grapple. I'm just saying.
It's an art.
It's a self-defense. Sure. No. No martial art is an art until you become artistic at it. Until you look at it like it's a martial skill.
When did you start, Loy? Did you just start? You don't have a belt, do you?
No, I've been doing it for 3 or 4 years now.
Okay. Well, yeah. Do you have some arts to you?
I mean,
you could be
no, because I just drill. It's not artistic. Like,
well, you gotta start with drills.
I'm saying it's a martial skill. But anyways, I don't know where we're going. I'm just saying you're asking me to do karate or jiu-jitsu or something like you don't even do it yourself. Everybody.
But I did.
But that's everybody's like, oh, you should do martial arts. Why? Because it's part of our culture. It's not part of my culture.
No, I wasn't saying it for that. I was saying in case someone steps to you after a show.
I'm okay with that because
either that or have a gun.
Nah, I'm good because I just don't fight.
What are you gonna do? Run?
Yeah, sure.
Every
why not?
time?
Fuck it. Why not? Every time. How many fights are you getting into?
I don't know. I've never been on the road.
Yeah. Well.
For like months at a time. I've heard plenty of stories from like other.
Yeah, but that's you gotta understand. On any given night, there's got to be 1,000 to 10,000 shows going on at once, on any given night across the country.
Yeah.
And you only hear about the 6 data points.
Yeah, they're big data points though. Do you want to be the next Stevie Brown? Like that's the thing everybody jumped to the next day after that happened. When you saw the video where dude dropped on stage, tried to swing at him. Couldn't get him. Then he threw a chair through the mic stand.
How many sets do you think Stevie Brown's done in the last year? In only one fight? How many think he's done? How many fights do you think he's been in his whole career? On stage? One?
I don't know.
One?
That's my first time hearing about it.
See, exactly.
But okay.
But you see what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't just, like, you get into one fight and you go, oh, well, I mean, that's just one data point off of thousands. I mean, I did 400, 500 sets last year. Not one fight.
Hold up, where?
Here.
All here?
Here, Baltimore, Philly.
Hold on, so why should go only 300 this year?
Because it's easier that way.
Easier what?
It's easier to do 300 sets.
I mean, yeah, but it's not going to help build you as strong as a comic potentially, depending on the quality of the show.
At some point, you gotta go. If you're spinning your wheels, you gotta put a stop loss to it.
Spinning your wheels how?
Because if you just keep on doing the same, just another set, and you don't have a goal to work for, you're just doing another set. And then what? You do 500 sets, and you go, oh, let me do one more set. No, let me do one more set. You do 1,000 sets. My boy Quincy Jones did 1,000 sets in L.A. in 1 year.
Yeah.
He did 1,000 and some change.
Damn. Oh, that's like 3 a day.
Every day. No car.
Ooh. How spread out are the mics there? Like, is it accessible? Like DC kind of is if you're on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then you could do like 3 to 5 a weeknight. You'd be fine. And then maybe a couple on the weekend.
It's just a matter of like, to what? And then because he didn't stop at 1,000. He did like 1,000. I don't know. I don't remember the exact number. 1,020, 1,010. So you go, oh, let me just do another one. For what?
But was he working in between?
No.
Working in the sense of trying to improve the set from the last one he did in any sort of way, like changing the order, tags.
That's what we always do. That's the only reason why. Well, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what game you're playing up there, but I play like you gotta say new material, moving material around, trying to find new entry points, but you can't. I mean,
regurgitate.
I mean, we know some comics that you could do word for word. This shit's fucking sing along, but. What I'm saying is...
But we love you anyway, guys. Don't worry.
If that's the game you're playing, go for it. I mean, polish that shit.
I'll see you at the top.
But what I'm saying is, why I'm doing 300? Because it did not... I found no pleasure in doing 400... I'm guessing 450, 460 sets.
Was it because of how you did it, or just the sheer number?
Just 460 and 300 felt exactly the same.
Were the 300?
Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
I'm not getting booked anywhere else. Like, I did 400 sets. It's not like it changed my life. But if I do 300 sets and I document it, at least that's a number that most people that are not aware, they go, oh. And I don't want people to watch 450 sets. I don't want them skimming through 300. Plus it's more marketable. 300, journey to 300.
Yeah, but then it's like, then what? People are just going to expect more the next year unless you completely change the goal.
Well, the story and the journey is I'm doing 300 sets. Watch it grow. You know, journey to 300. That's really it. Super easy marketable.
Yeah.
Right?
Marketable to who? Because then you got thinking of I guess like the business aspect and how you market it. It's also like who are you marketing this to, and what are the do you have like goals of benefits or outcomes you expect to see at the end of the journey for the year?
Yes, if I can get more fans than when I started, if I can go more, if I can go further out and go to places that I haven't been, like in the country.
By yourself or someone booking you to do it? Because you can always just go. That's something you always tell me. You can always just go.
Oh, yeah. Like booking. Like actually going and filling a room. And you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So if you got no fans and you're going nowhere, you got to do something. So if I'm already doing these sets, you might as well as make it an investment. I mean, I'm recording the sets anyways.
Yeah.
For what? Why?
Well, I mean, old school thinking, and I very much subscribe to older ways of the approach of comedy in terms of you go out there, keep your nose to the ground, keep working.
Yep.
Eventually, you'll come across the right person. Which in this world of comedy that we live in now, with the Instagram, the YouTube, Twitter, and all that stuff, a lot of people make their own opportunity versus
it's free.
What's free?
Uploading all your shit. You just like Instagram, it's free. I was talking to Terrence last night. Terrence Hawkins, the Duke of Comedy. Check him out. Last night we were talking about that, and he's an old school cat, and I blamed him for the YouTube comedians, the Instagram famous, being able to come into our comedy clubs and booking it out and getting paid, even though they're not comics. I blamed him because comics like that have been around. They left the door wide open because they refuse to do these internet things. They refuse to do the YouTube. They refuse to do what these YouTube kids are doing.
Yeah.
And these YouTube kids walked in the door, ate all of our food, and just putting their feet on our couches, and we allowed them because we were not willing.
We aren't, or they aren't.
Even now, the way we're talking about it, I call it YouTube. Blah, blah, blah. Well, they're getting paid as comedians more than we are.
Yeah, I think it's partly because not only that people left the door open for them, but also social media itself has kind of changed the perception of comedy.
What we were doing
in content,
the way the comedy business worked in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000.
Yeah.
It's never going back that way.
I can't.
Because
the world's too open, man.
So why would we not, like, if somebody last night went to my website, they find shit.
Great show last night, by the way. We were at Crofton
Country Club.
It was about as white as you expected. They were fun. It was me, Loy, Rob Mayer, Tom Myers, and the Duke of Comedy, Terrence Hawkins. Great show from top to bottom. Those drunk white folks loved us. I swear.
I don't give out compliments often, but Justin Brad did pretty good.
Thank you. I will take it pretty good.
He went in there, pot shotted for 10 minutes, fucking amazing. But you'll never see the footage because he's never going to put it out. That's why we're having this conversation.
Unless someone's willing to book me, in which case I'll happily. I'm going to upload it to YouTube for me.
But if you go on my YouTube, Loy Lee Comedy, you'll be able to see my set because I recorded it and I put it up. I'm just saying.
You already put it up?
Nah, it's coming up next couple weeks.
Okay. Jesus. A couple of weeks?
Sure, why not?
What do you do you upload every, month?
I haven't even started uploading it yet. I'm just lazy. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
That's
exactly.
That's the problem with me, people. I'm lazy.
And he's only 5 feet 2.
How fucking tall do you think you are?
I'm 5'8.5", 5'9".
Yeah, I'm 5'6".
Oh shit.
5'2".
In that chair, you're
God
like 5'2".
5'2". Yeah. I'm just small. I wear 5'2" well.
What's that Ian Edwards joke? Asian people all have big torsos. They're all upper body. That's fine.
Okay.
Ian Edwards, hilarious. Hopefully meet him one day. He's a hilarious dude.
He's probably the most slept on comic.
One of.
I
mean, there's him. To me, there's Greer Barnes.
Greer. Yep.
Has one TV spot in the past few years, but deserves a lot more.
Yep.
But enough about them. They're way too famous for me right now.
But yeah, so going back, put everything out. I'm already filming it. And if I'm gonna get 0 views if I don't put it up for positive.
Mm-hmm.
If I get 100 views, 1,000 views, 1,000,000 views, that's one more view than I would have gotten if I didn't put it up.
Fair. Counterpoint. We've already addressed that there's different ways of marketing yourself now.
Right. Yep.
Isn't just uploading what you're already doing to the internet a step further in what you're already doing, but not necessarily diversifying your approach to comedy.
So, I mean, I feel like my approach to comedy should be changing every day, right? Sure. New jokes, new everything, trying to put it together.
Yeah.
And that's what comedy is. It's a living, breathing art.
You do have the podcast.
Yep.
Short, Pale, and Handsome.
I do.
On iTunes. Which I'm going to need your help with earlier because I cannot get this shit on iTunes at all. Like, It doesn't read my RSS feed right, and then it keeps telling me my logo's too small, even though it's a 1600 by 1600. But that's minutia between us folks, as you were saying.
Yeah, that probably won't even. But anyways, you go, you know, I get hit up, when you coming here, you know, it's one person asking me to come out to wherever they are.
Yeah.
And, okay, well, come here. Here's a video, share it. Here's all my videos. Share it. You get to see the whole journey. Because people are always afraid of getting their material stolen.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Because when people come see me, I want them to come to see me experience this. Like, you can watch a football game on TV, but why is there a crazier experience when you go and see it? The views aren't that great. You don't get to hear the commentary. Like, it's messy, it's cold, but people love going to a football game. 30,000, 40,000 people show up to a football game 16 weeks out of the year. They can watch it from home. They can watch the highlights.
They're starting to.
Yeah.
Because of the pricing.
Sure.
But, of course, like, that's one thing. I've always appreciated going to a live comedy show. Like, I can always laugh live at comedy. Yeah. When I listen to it or watch it on a computer zone, it's way harder to make me laugh because it's a different kind of atmosphere. Right. It doesn't have that same kind of personal connection.
And when you see
like you said.
Yeah, when you see a guy destroy it online, you go, wow, that guy. And you watch it, you're laughing, but you go, that must have been crazy to be there. Must have been crazy. Like, you're never going to see that again. Like, that's never going to be recreated. So it's like, I want people to come see me and experience, like, and have a conversation. Like, I want them to have an experience where, yeah, you might hear some of the same jokes, but it's like, it's different because I'm here, it's live, it's different. Yeah. You know, you can't, I'm not worried about the one joke that might get stolen. I'm worried about not being able to be me. I'm worried about, what's that Bible school song, this little light of mine, I want to let it shine? Yeah, why not? Because as a comic, you put this shit out on special, it's back to the drawing board. None of this shit is any good anymore.
Okay.
So why not just quintessentially burn the material that I have and create something?
Fair. Okay. Would you say you write a lot of jokes then?
No, I don't.
And I think that's different. I think jokes are just, if you're more of a jokey comedian, and this is something I struggle with too. Like, I don't like going up there and doing the same set every night. Of course whether it's the order, whether it's the same punchlines and stuff. I literally just don't like repeating myself. The comedy is a living, breathing thing for me. It's a unique experience every time you go out. And that's kind of how I approach it. Sometimes to the detriment that I'm not working on material as long as I could be or should be. In terms of making them funnier versus, like, I'll have more entry points into a joke than I do have stronger punchlines. Right. Just because I'm used to talking about the same stuff, but not in the same exact way.
So the chaos that my views is, there's chaos in this life of duality. Where you have to polish something, make it good, which requires repeat. But, so there's a story I always talk about. It's going to Disneyland, and then they'll have like a princess, not a princess, somebody in obviously a uniform standing 10 feet outside of the bathrooms. And
not Mickey.
Not Mickey. It's just somebody in khaki shorts, polo. But
that actually looks like they work there.
They for sure work there.
Okay.
And they're smiling, and I'm watching them for like 10 minutes, and they go, oh, the bathroom's right there. Literally, they're standing 5 to 10 feet in front of the bathrooms, answering the question that the bathroom is right here. Yes, the bathroom's right here. Yes, the bathroom's right here. The bathroom's right here.
Yeah.
Smiling the whole time.
Yeah.
And you go...
Fucking robots?
Yeah, after 15 minutes, I'm like, I go up to her like, you've been answering the same question, but yet you don't get tired of it. And she goes, yes, because I've said it 1,000 times today, but for them, it's the first time they've heard it. And so sometimes I got to approach the jokes like that. Yes, I've said it 6 times tonight, but for the first time, these people are hearing it.
That is a great point to say that you should get out of the scene as often as you can, man.
Yes.
Because if you're hitting up the same mics and stuff, that's where I start. That's one reason I can't do it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Is because if I'm going to the same mics and there's usually just comics there, it's like, I don't want to do this for you because I'm not trying to do this for you.
Ever since I met you, I always tell you, like, DC is a launching pad. It's not a destination point.
If you can get launched from it.
No, you just gotta be able to build up your skill set and be like the prodigal son and just leave.
Now here's one thing I talk about with a lot of black comics is that in industries all over, no matter how big or small you are, there's only a finite number of people they put on in a race and they have to be perceived as that prodigal son. That's the only way you can get on. It's either that or like just everybody respects you.
I get it.
And I would say,
but
that could extend to other races, but definitely with black comics, definitely with black actors. Like, there's always only one black.
You're thinking comedy 1980. You're thinking comedy 1970.
Who are the top?
I'm just saying,
5
if you
black actors you know of right now that you've seen in movies that aren't older than 45?
But that shit, like, that's an old school mentality. King Batch made his own fucking movie. King Batch is opening for Joe Coy.
Sure. Sure.
We are
Instagram star that you hate.
We are in a time. No, I applaud them. I applaud them in because they saw an opportunity. They saw whiteboard space and they fucking dominated.
Oh, of course, yeah.
They said, "I'm not a comedian, but I can do better on the business side of comedy than you can," and they proved it. True. I love them.
True.
Like, I want to be more like them because I have the skill set to do comedy.
Taller and blacker?
King Batch is not that tall.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
I mean, you want to be more like it. Doesn't mean you have to be him.
Oh, I was saying, I thought you were talking about, yeah. I'm saying, that got weird. Like, no, King Batch is not that tall.
What is he looks taller.
I think he's barely your height.
Oh, shit. Hey, you ever need a stunt double, Batch, I can play up taller, darker you. Eh? All right.
Yeah, okay, that got weird. That got weird. I'm just saying that you can't. It's a different time, man. It's a different time, and that's what I'm trying to tell people, that you get a following, you'll be undeniable.
Oh yeah. I wasn't arguing against that.
Okay.
And when it comes to the powers that be.
Do you
selecting people to put on, not people carving their own lanes, which I'm trying to push more for.
But if you can fill a room,
yep,
and you just go, what promoter is not going to be like, yeah, fuck it. If you put it out there, if you can bring people, I'll put you on. Everything on the next level is a bringer show.
But your own.
Yes, but you could, if like these internet stars.
Sure.
Yeah, I can go to Raleigh, North Carolina, and fill 300 people for 3 shows. They'll book you. Why? Because you can fill that room.
Yeah, you're making money.
How is that not a bringer show?
Wouldn't say it is. I mean, it isn't.
Because No Name Comedy Store, No Name Comedy Club in Iowa is not going to book you if you can only bring 5 people. But you fill that room?
Yeah.
Fuck, they'll figure it out. Ryan Davis. He fills the room, no problem.
Ryan.
Who's Ryan Davis? Exactly. That's this T-shirt. Who is Ryan Davis?
Oh snap! I got him and Ha Ha Davis mixed up for a minute. Okay. I didn't know they were 2 different people. Sorry,
I don't know who Ha Ha Davis is.
Ha Ha Davis. Can't believe we're talking about him, but props to him. They're doing their thing. He's doing a show today in L.A. with Chris Spencer, Marlon Wayans, J.B. Smoove and shit. I'm like partially jealous, but at the same time, like, do your thing, dog. Ha Davis is the dude that does the skits where it's him and it's like him versus his dad on the topic.
Yeah.
Like, no, son, you can't be.
So the issue that I deal with when it comes to talking about those internet stars and those skits, it's like, sure. I don't want to be known for a guy that, I don't know, maybe I dress up like my mom and we have a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And then I don't want people showing up thinking that I'm going to have a conversation with my moms. Like,
yeah.
That's my fear.
At the same, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Like, it's the people that are willing to digest comedy now are more open to different interpretations of the entertainment of comedy.
In the way people digest comedy now, it's not that, like, it's tough. It's different because you want to put together your 30-minute, and then you want to put together your hour.
Yeah.
And then, but how many people are really digesting it like that anymore?
Like, they can't. Ellie City, you know him?
What?
Ellie City.
Yeah, Ellie City, yeah.
Yeah, he's at DC Improv next week. Go check him out if you can. I got tickets. It's me and my girl's Valentine's Day present. We're gonna go see comedy.
I found out about him on This Is Not Happening. That jail.
Oh yeah.
Killer.
Mexicans got on boots.
Yeah.
Oh, that joint was hilarious. But I was listening to a podcast he did a while back, and he said what the issues that internet comedians are gonna face is that they can get on with the comedy, they can book the show, but they gotta learn how to fill up a full 30 minutes.
Yep.
Fill up a full 45 or however long they're booked for, and a lot of them are gonna have it petering off.
If I was what's that girl's name from out here? Jess Hilarious. If I was Ron Davis, if I was King Batch, if I was any of these internet stars, I would tour with actual veteran comedians, and it would be like Justin Brown and friends. I'm hosting, I'm doing 10 up front, I'm doing some time in between, and then here's the meat. Here's the meat. 35 minutes.
Pause. But yes.
Yeah. But no, going back to the way people digest comedy, it's different. Because back in the day, people could do word for word Andrew Dice Clay, know the name of the album. You know, they could do, oh, you remember that album, blah, blah, blah. People don't remember what album jokes are from. They just remember the joke. Like, you go ask anybody, what's your favorite bit? And you go, oh, Chris Rock, The Big Piece of Chicken. Which album was that from?
The one after Bigger and Blacker, I think.
People don't know. They just remember that is their favorite bit.
I remember, what's the first thing? Damn.
Bring the Pain?
Bring the Pain.
Yep.
Yes. That's the one, I think.
And they be like, what's your favorite Cat Williams bit? I don't know, No Insurgents. What album? The one where he's wearing a green jacket.
Pimp Chronicles.
Whichever one. But I'm not quizzing you. I'm just saying, like, that's how people digest comedy. Cat Williams, this is the joke. Chris Rock, this is the joke. So they're like, what else was on that special? What else was on that green jacket special of Cat Williams?
Because there's so much content, though, right?
Yep.
It's like back in the day, you can go buy a CD,
but
that was the only way.
It's the same amount of content.
No, not access to content.
I see
so, like, back in the day, there was no Spotify, no YouTube.
Right.
The only way to get content was to literally go purchase it.
Yep.
And not everybody was willing to go
16,
buy a whole
30,
store.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you had the one album you put on repeat. You had that one cassette you put on repeat. Running that shit back and front, front and back. Mm-hmm. That was that connection. Today, like I can admit that with music. I digest so much music that it's hard to remember where things are coming from half the time. And I just know I can go to Spotify, find the song, and go listen to it.
You could listen to a song on Spotify 100,000 times, and that artist gets like a penny.
Yep.
So I'm okay with putting my material on YouTube, getting 100,000 views, and that's $100 in my pocket. But I'm okay.
That's how that works?
I mean, that's guerrilla math, but basically, yeah. But I know, like the musicians know, I'm putting out that free content so you can spend that $40 to come see me.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with putting my material out there because you're going to get something that you didn't get as far as like joke-wise.
Yeah.
But you're also going to get something that you can't buy off the internet is the experience of being there.
True. You gotta be able to put them in the seat in the first place.
Yes.
Totally do that.
You gotta give, you gotta give, you gotta give, you gotta give, and then hey, come see me. That's Gary V. Jab, 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 hook. Give. Here's a podcast. Give. Here's some videos. Give. Here's this. I'm in your town. Come see me.
True.
Why not?
Because once they're there, it's like,
yeah.
Do what you want.
And then Kevin Hart does this crazy thing where he owns all of his material. So let's go back.
Crazy, brilliant, like Prince.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the few.
But let's go backwards, right?
Sure.
Comedy Central, don't quote me on this. Comedy Central, Showtime, whatever it was, he signed the contract, got the money, filmed it, and then when he became famous, he turned around and bought it all back.
Smart move, because it's on Netflix now, so
sure.
he gets all the money from that.
So let's go backwards.
Yeah.
Let's start at that. He goes, okay, well, if he had to go back and buy all of his stuff, why don't I figure out a way to own all of my stuff from the beginning? And then, sure, what's that Monique issue? Monique, $500,000 to do a special.
Yep.
You know, it's only cost Monique $20,000 to film it.
20 and 50.
Sure, let's say 50.
Yeah.
And then she can turn around and sell the streaming rights to Netflix, non-exclusive, Hulu, non-exclusive. Sell it on her website, $5 a piece.
That's what Faison Love was saying. He was like, yeah, you don't even. For one, that's a lot of money because most people only get offered $300,000 for a Netflix for a special in general.
Yep.
She could take that money, do the Louis C.K. thing.
Yep.
Sell it online for $5 a pop.
And if she is as big as she thinks she is, which I'm not saying she is or isn't. I'm just saying if she's as big as she thinks she is.
Yeah.
That's a walk in the park. She could moonwalk to 500,000 and own the material and forever just keep on. Yeah, 2 years Netflix, I'll take that $100,000. 2 years Hulu, I'll take that whatever $150,000.
True.
But she willing to sign off everything for $1 million short money when she could be making well over that long term money. She's old school. She's thinking old school.
True. I don't know how you change it except you just want to change it or you accept it.
No, I let them play that game.
No, I mean them. Someone who thinks kind of stale, like this is the way it should be. If they're getting paid this, I should get paid this. There is no other way to go around it. Like that's one thing I'm definitely trying to break. I don't want to end up. I want to end up in Monique's shoes, just not at that point. Maybe like Parker's point.
Yep. And the thing is like. And I was talking to Terrence about this last night, and he goes, yeah, this internet YouTube thing is only going to last, internet YouTube stars, not YouTube itself, but the stars taking our money, taking our time, that's only going to last for a couple of years. And I go, yes, you're absolutely right, but then it's going to shift to the next thing. And as comics, if we're still here, it doesn't matter how long that lasts. It's not going to shift back to where we are.
Yeah.
And by the time we decide to jump on the train and go, okay, let me go, the attention's already moved on to the next thing.
A lot of game to catch up.
Because we decided back in the 90s, back in the 2000s, this is the way it's going to be. This is the way it's always going to be.
Yeah. I mean, you had a 40-year history of how the business works before it changed in the early 2000s. So it's like with football. They're trying to make the game safer now after knowing for years, almost 100 years, that it was brutal. It was going to cause trauma and all that stuff. It's this slow game of catch up that's not going to meet the demands of the fans soon enough. That could be its ultimate demise.
If you I remember reading a quote about Mitzi Shore, owner of the comedy club, comedy store, excuse me,
LA.
Owner of the comedy store, and there was a time in the 70s when people just showed up. It didn't matter who they put on. It was like it's Saturday night. I'm going to the store. That was comedy then. Then they're like, oh fuck it, I just need to be funny. Fuck it, that's it. And then it got like, oh, if Richard Pryor was in town and I promoted Richard Pryor's in town, I'm going to sell through more tickets faster. True. Then they go, oh, well, then you got to bring a crowd. Now, whatever but everyone's like, nah, I'm just going to be funny. I'm just going to be funny. Some people are still stuck. If I'm funny, it'll work. What business? Oh, I'm just going to make t-shirts and not do anything else with it. They'll sell. How? You gotta put the work into not only putting together a great product, but you gotta figure out how to get systems in place to put that product out. But we are stuck in the I'm just gonna be funny. I'm just gonna be funny.
And I still feel to a degree that can work, but percentages are
Yeah.
Slim to none.
I think you have to be funny enough. Whatever that means. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Because if you're not funny enough, then you're not going to get booked again.
Yeah, and that's why
Because people aren't going to show up. That's the thing.
They're not going to show back up for you.
Yes.
Like, that's one thing I'm always worried about. I don't mind not doing a lot of clubs. I don't mind right now. I don't mind doing a lot of book shows right now. Not that I want to get booked. Feel free to hit me up at Black J Brown. I just want to make sure that when I am expected to deliver a product, that I feel confident I can deliver it. I don't want to promise people, hey, I can make 100 deliveries in a week in my car, and I know my car's broke. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that.
And I think comedy is that weird thing, at least in my experiences, is you don't know you can do it till you do it, and just because you can do it doesn't mean you can do it every night. Like last night, as a comic.
Everybody did great. We're not going to. No, everybody did great.
You're right. Everyone did great, but some people did not as great as everybody else. And comics, you could tell that he just had off night, whatever. His shit wasn't working, but he can do the work.
Yeah.
So the issue is like you don't know you can do it till you do it, and just because you can do it doesn't mean you can do it every night. That's because it happens. Yeah. So I would rather take that gamble. Especially me on myself now. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. Terrence goes, hey, you want to do 20 minutes? I haven't done 20 minutes in a while.
But you've done it.
I've done it.
You just don't do it consistently.
I don't do it consistent. I do it inconsistently enough to where you go, fuck, I better be able to do it.
Yeah.
That is it.
That's how you build a set. At least that's how I build a set. Yeah. Hey, Justin, do 2 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. All right, I guess I have a 10-minute set now. By the end of it.
Well,
that's literally how I build a set.
And I've done it, but just because I've done it doesn't mean I can do it.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, yeah. I mean, that's the one thing I've always appreciated about comedy, and one thing we'll never, I think, ever be able to escape from, is that it's like wine. Mm-hmm. It takes time to mature.
Yep.
And that's how, to the benefit and detriment of a lot of people who pop fast, either you're going to have to invest harder sooner, or invest more sooner.
Yep.
Or fall on your face.
What's
as soon as you get your 15 minutes.
What's that that musical term? Sophomore curse, sophomore slump, sophomore.
No, that's football. Sophomore slump.
Sophomore slump.
Yeah.
It's also music because it takes you, let's say, 20 years to put your first album together, and you put it out there. I mean, you start singing and you're writing these songs, so you have this long leeway of putting your material together, and then
unless you're Beyonce, Rihanna, their first album was 15, I think.
Yeah, but they were with Destiny Child's.
One of them.
But anyway, what I'm saying is you have your whole life to that point where you get that record deal and then you sign and you put your first album out, right?
Yeah.
And then, so let's say that's 15, 20, 30 years. Yeah. And then you've got quintessentially a year to make all new shit. That's where a lot of I feel bad for a lot of these Netflix comics because they put together, 20 years of comedy or 20 years of life to put together an hour, 45-minute comedy.
Yeah.
And that was the product they put out. But no, and then now they
don't talk about Dave like that. That was rude.
And then they've got to put together their shit, a whole nother shit in the next year or so.
Within 2 to 3, like Steve Byrne, hilarious.
Yep.
He does I think every 3 years.
Yeah, but Steve Byrne is he's a great.
Yeah.
I consider him one of the greats because he can
Asian greats.
No,
or
I
just
think
great
he's one of the greats.
Okay.
One of the
period
greats.
Or currently.
Currently,
okay.
$40 in your pocket, last $40, gun to your head. Who are you gonna go see? I say if someone said Steve Byrne, I go, I believe it.
Okay, I wouldn't be mad at you for picking that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been my first choice, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
But if someone said Steve Byrne, I go, I could see that. You see some other things, you're like, I don't know about that. But
yeah.
Steve Byrne, I consider him
reliable.
one of the greats doing it right now.
Yeah.
And he does it in a suit. That's not branding. If that's not branding, I don't know what is.
I mean, yeah. I think white guys ruined it with their fucking hoodies, personally, but they took the style out of comedy. I think style was always there, just that white guys just...
Yeah, but I think if you're going to do hoodie, you got to do hoodie all the time. Everywhere, all the time. I don't want to say forever, but let's say forever.
Gabriel Iglesias, he's the
Hawaiian shirts.
Yep.
Forever.
That's always been him.
Shorts and Hawaiian shirts.
I don't know how he does that shit in Alaska, but yeah. I don't care what temperature the room is.
He's a big dude. He runs pretty hot, I would assume.
Even still, man, he's not even covered in hair.
Yeah. He's funny because Gabriel is Fluffy, if you guys don't know. Fluffy
And you should.
was my godson's neighbor. And my godson's mom, I would only go over there during like holidays, Christmas or Thanksgiving.
How were you when this happened?
I had just started comedy, so it must have been,
Oh, you son.
you know, and I know Gabriel's a great guy. He takes people on the road with him, takes good care of them.
Yeah, puts out their specials. I know he's put out a few people's specials.
Yep, he's one of the great guys of comedy, you know.
Yeah.
And I would go over there, and she's like, "Oh, you're doing comedy? Yeah, you should talk to Fluffy." I'm like, "Talk to Fluffy?" I was like, "Hey, oh, you want to play basketball? Talk to Kobe." You're like, "What?" And I'd be like, you know, I think," and she'd point out of her kitchen window directly into his kitchen window. And you'd see Fluffy right there. He goes, "Yeah, go talk to him. He's right there." Like, what the? And I never had the balls to say it.
Oh, do they still live next to each other?
No, they don't.
Damn.
Which, oddly enough, my godson moved. They're like, fuck this neighborhood.
Jesus. Like how? What? What neighborhood is bad that Fluffy lives in? I imagine everything he lives in is like Candyland.
It's the best place to live in the city that they live in.
In Cali.
In the state that they live in.
Jesus Christ.
But, you know, I'm not going over there. It's fucking Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna just kick down the door and be like, "Hey, I'm a comic a year in."
Oh no, that would be ooh.
Yeah, that's why I never did it. But if I ever see Gabriel walking around, I'd be like, "Oh, guess what?" Yeah, it was me. She was pointing at you through the window.
Oh, you saw.
What's that?
You saw.
I'm sure. It's like they literally live next to each other. Like, what is that?
Like yard, fence,
7 feet, 8 feet from wall to wall?
Oh, I thought it was like housing.
No.
Like a house, and then yard, and a fence.
Yeah, like a house.
Yeah.
A house.
And then a house.
And then like a little bit of walkway of a lawn that's separated, you know, what is that, 8 feet?
Oh, like in Boys in the Hood, like right there next to each other.
Yeah, it's just a house next to a house.
It's not a row house, though.
Not a row house, but it's like a house
close
next.
enough.
Yeah, it's a house next to a house. Literally, like from where I was standing in her kitchen to where he was standing in his kitchen, 20 feet, 30 feet.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm horrible at math, but I'm just saying.
One of the ironies of life.
If
folks.
your neighbor was pointing at you, out of their window into your window, that's how close I was. Damn. Like, yeah, every Thanksgiving she was pointing at you through the window. She was pointing at you for me. Yeah, awkward.
Yeah, dude. I don't blame you for not meeting them, but goddamn, would that have been an opportunity?
Yeah, I mean,
have you ever spoken to one of your heroes?
Yeah, I opened for Russell Peters.
What'd he say?
Said a lot. He asked me when I got off stage, what happened? And I go, I don't know. That's how I think that's how you know you did well enough when they fuck with you when you're coming off stage. Like if they don't fuck with you when you're coming off stage, like if they don't talk to you, you know you fucked up. You know you fucked up.
That's all I want at the end of the day is, well, no, not the only thing, but I do want my peers' respect.
Yeah, like there's the hey, good job, dog. You know.
Yeah.
And then there's you could get that. There's a wide range. Like you did okay enough. You did your job.
Yeah.
You cut it off stage. You go good job.
Got the bag, made it out.
Right.
No problems.
Right there. But when no comic talks to you, it feels like a fucking walking dead. You fucked up, son.
Like when you have to go talk to other comics.
Yeah, and then they go, yeah. I gotta go buy a beer at the bar. No comics buying beers at the bar. like last night.
Dude, maybe last night. I don't know. Did you talk to him that much?
You didn't talk to him.
I don't normally just talk to people, though.
No, you did. He came up to you, said so, and you're on your phone. No, you didn't even look up.
No, he came up to you.
Yep.
And I kept my phone down.
Yes.
I kept my head in my phone.
I get a fist bump. I go, yeah, that was something. Boom.
Yeah, and I thought he was coming to talk to me, but he didn't. He walked past.
He said something to you, and you didn't even look up.
He didn't say anything to me.
He did say something to you.
No, because I talked to him later. Okay. Just like cordially, just
Hilarious.
I had a conversation. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Didn't shut anybody out. That would be rude of me.
But it's like we already went up. We already did our sets. but comics don't want that bad juju around them. They're like, no.
Well, did you? Oh yeah, we had already gone.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yes.
That's all. Like, I don't want anybody talking to me really before I go up. Like, especially the set before.
I get it.
Trying to figure out what's going on in the room now.
Yep.
And see what I have in my arsenal that I want to bring up, bring out, to make sure I can execute as properly and as accurately as I can. But yeah, afterwards, I mean, I'm open to conversation, but
no, you weren't.
The show's still going on. No. Here's the other thing too. I was listening to who was on stage.
Okay.
I was listening to them.
Okay, I thought it was funny. I saw it because I was sitting next to you.
Oh, okay.
I
wouldn't, no, I'm not, hey, I have enough, it's easy for me already, enough as it is, to turn people off. I'm not going to go out of my way
I got you.
Unless they ask.
But outside looking in, it was kind of funny, because we always think that. Like, as comics, if somebody doesn't do well, or somebody does really well, like abnormally well, I think all comics will watch how they get off stage and what they do and who goes up and talks to them, who doesn't talk to them. I think so. Because if you do abnormally well, you want to see all the people that you think are funny, see which one of those go up and talk to them. Like I think you're funny, and if you go up and you talk to somebody that just crushed, like that.
Off stage, you mean?
Off stage.
Okay, yeah.
Off stage, he gets off stage, and you go up and you talk to him, you go, oh, Justin Brown gives him the voucher. Got it. He vouches for him. Oh, he thought he was funny. That guy thought he was funny. So it's always interesting to watch comics after they get off stage to see who else goes up and talks to them. But when somebody does abnormally bad, you kind of want to see, like, who's the sorry motherfucker that's going to get talked to this time? Yeah.
I'm on low key snickering right now. I'm not ignoring it. I am. There's always dudes that are just nice though.
Yep.
That'll tell you good set no matter what.
Yep.
And that's one thing I try to make sure I don't do. I don't tell people good sets anymore. It's either I enjoyed your shit or, hey man, good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, you right.
Oh yeah, how much time do you have? Sorry.
Oh no, I got time. I just
Cool.
just need to punch something. I just need to return a phone call. Oh, not a phone call, but no, I think I am trying to find a medium point where you just say indeed, like so it goes like whatever the equivalent to indeed is, like you went up there, I saw you, you are now here, indeed. I don't
Just
know
a nod, man. Just give him a nod.
Yeah, well,
Fist bump.
The issue with me is that most people know that I've been doing comedy for a while. I've done some things, and so a lot of the younger comics will come directly up to me and like try to get feedback, and I don't blame them because that's what we all do, right? But how do you tell a young comic like your shit's hack? You don't because
you gotta start somewhere.
So indeed. Yeah, I saw you see you up there, and now I see you in front of me. Indeed, like, because you can't, like, if a younger comic tells another younger comic your shit's hack, your shit's garbage, you're not funny.
Yeah,
I think that's easier to take than a guy that like you are literally going up and asking like, what did you think? Like,
you have a fantasy going on in your head, like, oh, he's going to tell me I did fine, I can work on this, but he really enjoyed me and thinks I have potential.
Right.
I lived that fantasy, and I squashed that as soon as I realized that's what was going on.
Yeah.
Take the reference out of it.
And I know what it's like to be that young guy.
How long have you been doing it?
6 years now.
Okay.
And I know what it's like to know for fact I did horrible, and I'm going up to somebody that I look up to and be like, what'd you think?
Oh, I avoid them. You still go talk to them?
No,
I avoid the shit out of people.
Not fucking
I was like, and people come up and tell me, oh, you did a good set. I was like, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, alright.
Good set too. Like, I haven't gone up yet.
Exactly.
Oh, indeed.
That's what fucking Tony Woods does. Hey, good set, man.
Yeah. Like,
Tony, I just walked in. Oh.
Yeah, and then Tony Woods, yeah, you went up there and did your thing, and like...
I haven't even, the show hasn't started yet, Tony.
We're not even at a show, Tony. with the red derby. I don't don't know what you're saying. But yeah, like, because I know what it's also like to like, you're starting and you just need.
Guidance.
Just keep on doing your thing. Keep on doing your thing. Just keep on doing it. And like, how do you tell a kid like, bro, I don't know how you're gonna fix it, but
you don't. I mean, what I do now is if people come up to me and they're asking what my opinion on a joke or what did I think, unless it's someone I'm super close to that I can trust that I can be vulnerable with them as they're being vulnerable with me, and they'll accept it as such and we'll take it a certain way. I'll be like, hey, you record your set? It's like, all right, well, dude, just next time, make sure you record your set. Listen to it. See where you get the laughs. That's the stuff you want to keep. The other stuff, either work on it or trash it. Yep. I didn't really catch your set because I was doing something else, but...
Yeah. There's a couple comics, a small handful of comics that'll do that. Like, record your set and then ask me a question about it after you listen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna tell you what I thought off the bat.
Yes.
I mean, I try to be helpful, but I'm not going to be that overbearing, like, hey, good set, this is what you need to do. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit.
I mean, I did that my first couple of years, but, well, there's a lot of people I look up to in the scene and still do, and I would go up to them, like, hey, do you have just, like, well, one thing I always love is, like, advice and guidance, you know what I mean? I've always had to, like, pave my own path.
And I think if you're going to do that, you gotta let the guy know ahead of time. Be like, hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Can you take notes on my set?
Oh, I guess you mean that specifically. I just meant in comedy in general.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Comedy advice from vets.
Comedy advice from me to anyone out there that's going to ask other people for... Yeah. Ask them to, hey, I'm about to go up. Can you take some notes? Because if you ask me for notes after you got off stage...
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I wasn't listening. You know, I wasn't, and if I was listening, I wasn't listening for the note portion of it.
True.
Yeah.
It's hard to. Hey, if you're gonna ask that too, just do understand as a person who does co-host a room, asking the host that could be a tall task because we're not only competing with.
Don't ask the host.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I might try to listen for a joke or two, but there's literally too much going on. I think to compete with. Find someone else you respect and who you think's actually going to listen. If you want their notes, sometimes it's your personal judgment call. You can't trust everyone's opinion, but that's your path to figure out. I think.
Maybe it was my upbringing, maybe it's just who I am, but I feel like I'm my worst critic.
Oh, you gotta be.
You have to be. I get skeptical when I see.
Oh, you're your worst critic. How come you get on me when I beat the shit out of myself after every set, even if it was decent?
Because it's funny to me.
Ah, fair enough.
I find entertainment in that.
As long as you're not being a fucking hypocrite.
No, like, I think that you have to be your worst critic, but also I think, like, if you do well, I know what it's like to do really well, and then just go, and then talk myself off the podium.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, like, comedy, you're gonna have a lot of ups, but you're gonna have a lot more way downs. So you kind of have to, like, not the greatest, but I had a good set. As long as you are, like, I had a good set, cherish that good set. Now, if you're like, oh, I fucking destroyed an open mic, come on. What are we doing here, people?
Depends on the mic, but yeah, generally, no. You can't do that.
Yeah. You're a year in, I've never seen you crush. I've seen you get chuckles. I've seen, and then you destroyed a room full of 8 comics at 11 p.m. at night. I don't know if I can really trust your judgment of anything at this point.
Well, I mean, that's getting back to what we were talking about earlier, though. Is like, that's the importance of travel.
Yeah.
Travel allows you to see if your shit actually works.
And I think there was a comic talking about it, like, no more DMV comedy, I'm just going to do comedy.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that... I know what it means. It means, like, you got to stop making DC cultural references that people from West Virginia are not going to get.
I mean, then you just don't do those jokes there. Why would you take the culture out of... That's what... Back to what I was saying about DC. DC has a culture.
Everything has culture. Everything has culture. The problem with Boston comics in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, yeah.
They only talked Boston.
I mean, New York has historically and still, I think, does that now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
But at least New York is...
It's also New York.
It's also New York.
Yeah.
DC is not really a landing place for anything other than government.
Yeah.
So, my thing is, you should always be able to talk to, millionaires sitting at the Crofton Country Club on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And then you need to be able to do Uniontown Bar and Grill in Anacostia.
Or martinis on a Friday.
Or martinis on a Friday.
Or
Proud Marys on a Saturday. Or, like, you need to be able to do both. But I think that if you can do comedy and sprinkle in... Like, when I go out of town, like, I'll try to figure out something about the college close by or try to find out about, like, I don't know, whatever. Is the Walmart 24 hours? Where's the Waffle House? Where do people go? Like, I'll find little things so I can take my jokes and then make those local references.
True.
But I'm not making local references as the joke.
Yeah. Yeah, it helps, I guess, make them feel like home a little bit.
Like, I am not trying to be a one-night hitter quitter, leave you in the morning. Like, I took the time to listen to...
Get to know you.
Yeah, I got to know you.
So like a real first date.
Yeah.
Like a real first... Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, because... So we go, oh, shit, he knows us. Yeah. I know that your Walmart's 24 hours, but...
It's still a Walmart.
Comedy's a bunch of parlor tricks. Comedy is a gauntlet of parlor tricks. You kind of, like, you know, this is gonna be funny. You know, this is gonna be funny. You know, like, there's
but
this.
Do you?
I do.
To a degree. Like, the audience is going to dictate what's funny to them.
Yep.
But you should already know what's funny.
You got to play the numbers.
Yeah.
You know, that's what practice takes.
Yeah.
And then you go, like, I ask questions, and I think we had a conversation about this last night. Like, I ask questions, but I already know 99% of the answers that I'm going to get. And I've already written to those responses.
True. So
I do, like, an Asian superhero joke, and I ask them, name a good Asian superhero, and I know 9.9% of the time, 9.9 times out of 10, someone's gonna yell Bruce Lee. I know what I'm gonna say. Someone's gonna yell Jackie Chan. Someone's gonna yell. There's like 20 different answers, and I know how to respond to all of them.
How many times have you got Pikachu? Last night's scream Pikachu. I was like, God damn.
Twice. I've gotten it twice before last night. That's why I was like, I don't think you know.
That's uncommon.
Yeah, I don't think you know what a superhero is. I know he's yellow.
Well, she said Pokemon, but we all knew.
Right.
The yellow one.
Yeah, you just go, I don't think you understand. But, you know, and then you got to write for jokes to be like, you might get a haymaker from left field.
Yeah.
You just got to know how to, like, shut it down. Like, yeah, that's not even... Whatever the answer is.
I'm trying to remember. That's what Dick Gregory used to do when he was working out at clubs and stuff. He had his wife hurl insults at him, and he would practice retorts. So when people did it at the clubs, he was just always same kind of vein. Good shit.
And you got to figure out how to shut people down without offending them. You got to figure out how to shut people down quickly, cleanly, quietly, you know, and move on. One comic was complaining about how she engaged a heckler. Yeah. And I was like, listen, you engage them just enough to shut them down, and you do it as fast as possible. Whatever they're going to say, not relevant. You know, so I go out there and I say something, and somebody says something, I'll go, dude, speak English, bro. I don't even know what you're saying. Obviously, they're speaking English, and the irony is that
you're the one saying it.
Yeah. I'm a minority telling a white guy to speak English. You know, like, that's the joke. And then at that point, that will usually shut him down. But I'm not insulting him. I'm just saying, yeah, that's not even English, bro. And you keep on moving.
Would you say that's the best? Is that your own advice to you, or is that the best piece of advice you've gotten?
That's my advice that I give to people dealing with hecklers.
Well, in terms of, like, figuring that out.
Oh, figuring that out? Yes.
Advice you got, or advice you, I guess, culminated within your own experience?
That's what I've culminated with my own experience.
What's the best piece of advice you ever got?
I don't know.
You can go business of comedy or the practice of stand up.
Practice of stand up. You can never do enough sets.
Of course.
Right. Yeah. But that was good when you're coming up, and then there is a point of diminishing returns.
Sure.
You know,
like the 1,000 sets with Quincy.
Right. That's why I'm doing 300 sets, because 300 is a great marketable number. You know, there's a lot of
good movie.
It's a great movie. It's marketable. Also, if you bat 300, that's Hall of Fame numbers.
in baseball, which is that's
the
annoying ass sport.
Baseball is the metaphor for life. You can make any life situation a metaphor. You can make any situation in life a metaphor from baseball.
Like if you spend 4 hours doing something, someone's gonna win.
Yes.
No.
Do you know? Like
I know.
I have a baseball joke where it basically says that nobody knows how long a baseball game is. That's why it's the national pastime, because you don't know, because your wife will never know how long a baseball game is.
Or how much time has passed.
Yes.
Hey.
Like you have to explain baseball to her for her to understand what time you're gonna get home.
Just baseball or sports in general?
No, because sports, football, right? There's an actual time. There's quarters. There's quarters are 15 minutes long. Sure. It's a little bit longer than that.
Though.
But baseball, it's like, it's unconventional. There's 9 innings. What is the significance of 9? No idea. How long? 3 outs. How do you get 3 outs? And then it's very complex. Like, we've been trying to explain baseball to people in general for the last 200 years and it hasn't been successful. We're still guessing.
Baseball is easier to interpret than hockey, though. I would say. Yeah, I mean, outside of the goals and innings or
That's
whatever,
it. Don't be a dick.
There's too much. The lines.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Well, every sport is complicated, but if you watch soccer,
I don't know.
If you watch soccer, it's the same.
Soccer is easier, I think.
Yeah, no tripping.
11-11. Yeah, exactly.
No tripping.
Stay out of my eyes and my balls.
Yeah, 5-on-5.
No
hockey's 5-on-5. There's a goalkeeper. I mean, it's similar. The only thing is, like, it's the only sport that they substitute on the fly, because they're really only playing like 2.5 minutes, and they get subbed out. But it's like any sport. You can't just go in there and go, "Oh, I know everything about it." You gotta watch it.
You gotta respect it.
I went to a Capitals game. And it was like $12 a ticket. It was fucking amazing.
The Bruins?
No, fuck it. The Carolina Panthers.
Hurricanes?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, don't do that to my man Cam Newton. It's too cold for him to be on the ice.
No, I'm just saying. Carolina Hurricanes, Carolina. It was like $12-13.
Nosebleed?
Yeah, but it's a modern stadium. There's not a bad seat in the house. Especially if you don't know what you're doing, like if you don't know what you're looking at, the higher up the better. So you can see more of, when you're up close, you have a hard time following the puck. When you're up, you go, oh, you're just literally looking at where everybody is going.
Like a video game.
Very much like a video game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, baseball's tough. I get it. You know, you get stuck in the outfield. I mean, have fun with that.
I mean, you're getting paid to stand outside for the day.
Drinking? Yeah, I mean, you could.
Oh, you mean as a fan? I thought you meant as a player.
No. Like, as a fan, I mean, there are a lot of not good seats in baseball.
Yeah.
Basketball, football, hockey, there's not a bad seat in the house.
True.
Unless
higher
there's
someone too tall in front of you and shit.
I'm 5'6". There's always somebody taller than me.
Fair enough.
So the best advice business is the best advice for business of comedy is get your rejection emails up. If you have not gotten 1,000 rejection letters, that means you haven't put out at least 1,000 emails.
I haven't.
Right.
Why is that important?
Because if you don't put emails out, you're never gonna get booked. People are not, like, no one is here to save you. Nobody is gonna come.
I wanna be saved.
Yes. I need a hero. No, you need to be the hero. So you email people. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. That's the crazy thing. Shoot the emails out. Shoot them out.
Go to your local Starbucks. Steal a person's MacBook for a minute. Send that fucking email.
EPK. Put the EPK out.
That's the hard part. The whole having to put together a resume for a comedy, different from a resume.
But the same. But even better. Because the resume for a work, there are no pictures. Fucking throw all your pictures on the fucking on your EPK.
Huh. Actually, I'm going to look that up later.
Like, you need to put pictures on your EPK. You have to. Like, it's required.
Well, at least one, right? I know you have to have your headshot or some kind of...
It doesn't matter. Just fucking... You're black. That's what you look like.
So I put up a picture of a black circle. What else?
Sure. And then anything that you fucking, it doesn't matter. They want to see your reel. They look at it and go, okay.
In a reel.
That
is also a thing that's hard to do.
I get it. But this is the cost of play.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't send out 1,000 emails, are you really trying? You go to a club.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get laid. How many girls are you going to talk to?
3 at minimum.
At minimum.
Before I start to get annoyed, and it depends on how annoyed I get after that.
Right. But, like, you? If you're thirsty,
yeah.
Like, you see these dudes, they talk to everything in a skirt. And they are okay with it.
Because we can't afford prostitutes at this time. Otherwise, you bitches would be just way less important.
Sex robots, homie. They put
5,000 in minimum though.
Yeah, but how much money you spent on your girl thus far?
But you gotta like work to get them. You can get a prostitute like.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
But think of this like a long-term investment.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's like 5,000 spread over 5 years, right? Let's look at it like a car loan. 5,000 over 5 years.
Take out a loan. You gotta go to the bank. Go to the bank.
Put it on your credit card and get bonus points, bro.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So what I'm saying is this: 5,000 over 5 years, $1,000 a year. Divide that by 12 months. It's less than $100 a month.
True.
Do you spend $100 a month on your girl? She'd dump you. She'd dump you if you only spend $100 a month.
No, I would hope not. Otherwise, I mean, we had the conversation.
Yep.
That going into comedy.
Yep.
Is going to be some rough patches.
I get it. But the night I saw you at MVP.
Sure.
She spent at least $100 on just shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not on herself. There was other people
right.
she was with.
Of course. She bought me a shot. And
exactly.
But what I'm saying is like 5 shots on any reputable place, that's almost $100.
Yeah.
So $100 in investment. I don't know why I'm talking about sex dolls. But
good investments like comedy.
Yes.
Investing in EPKs.
Yes.
Investing in yourself.
If it's just like work, you don't have the tools to do a job, to get the job. Like, if I need you to have specific tools,
requirements,
and you don't, I can't hire you.
Yeah. If
you are trying to be a delivery boy, and you don't have a car or a bike, this is not going to work.
True.
So the cost of entry is an EPK and a reel. And you upload the reel to YouTube free.
Yep.
You email the EPK and the link and intro letter free. And you just start finding the people you need to email. Fuck it. What difference does it make? Booking at improvdc.com. Booking at funnyboneatlanta.com. Whatever. If it bounces back, well, there's that. Oh well.
At least you tried.
Shoot your shot. And sure, you'll get. I try to put out 500 emails a month.
Sure. Okay.
And
hold up, a month.
A month.
God damn. Same places or new places every time?
Same. I mean, if I get new ones, I put new ones in. You know, and the worst thing they can say is stop emailing me. But if they say stop emailing me, it's because you were emailing them and they didn't book you.
They don't want to.
They're not booking you. Yeah, they're not booking you to begin with. So they tell you to stop emailing. You didn't lose anything. You literally just got confirmation. Like, okay,
it's not me.
It's not. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not getting booked now. Go all in. Go all in on house money. Why not?
Biting off more than you could chew too soon has been my fear.
Yeah. Well.
But.
Because you are a sane, non-sociopathic individual. You're not a sociopath. Makes sense. But you gotta go. They're not gonna give you. Oh, you emailed us, so we're gonna give you a headliner spot. Like, hey,
I won't even ask. No.
Let us know when you're in town. We'll give you a guest spot.
That works.
5 minutes.
I'll be there next week.
Knock it out. Boom. Right.
Yeah.
And then you do well. Hey, next time you're in town, come back. We'll give you another guest spot. Or whatever it might be. Or it might be a feature spot, a host spot, a longer guest spot, open mic, whatever. But if you don't email them, they're not. You're gonna tell me that a comedy club in the middle of anywhere doesn't have enough comics to fill the room, to fill a lineup, to fill a show.
No, I find out quality. I don't know, but in general, no.
Yeah. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Why not? Email them. Why not?
True.
You get you're barking up the wrong tree. Whatever that email sounds like, cool. Delete and you move them up in the Excel file. Copy paste, drop it.
Excel file, also a smart thing. Let me note that. That's the goal though, right there. By March 2nd, email a minimum 30 clubs. So by the end of this month, I want 2 YouTube submittable sets. Yeah. And I'll use those to mail those clubs. But thanks to you, I do have those 2 goals going.
Good.
No matter what.
Good. And then you just 30 clubs. That's fucking 10 minutes.
At all. Exactly.
That's 10 minutes.
Not far at all.
And then, I mean, comedy, like, you gotta understand, there's gotta be at least 1,000 shows on any given night going on across the country. At least 1,000 shows.
Yeah.
Like, Facebook is crazy, where you could just go online, Atlanta Comedy Group, find one, join all of them. Whatever city you want to live, wherever city you want to go to. Iowa, Michigan, fucking Minneapolis. And if there's a comedy group, join it. Hey guys, I'm planning to be in town these days. What's good?
Fair.
And they go, well, I don't book anything, blah, blah, blah. But you're going to find something. Like, this guy might know he runs shows. Cool. Go talk to that guy.
Thank goodness for nice people, because you run into a lot of not nice people or people not willing to extend your hand.
Yep.
Very quickly and very frequently.
Yep, but you know what? There's another 1,000 people that will have the same amount of knowledge.
True. Alright, Loy, yeah. I'm not going to hold you hostage. Last two things. One,
okay.
What's next for you?
What's next for me?
And then 2, where can the people find you? Where do you want them to find you?
Okay, what's next for me? Mondays I have a podcast, Short, Pale, and Handsome. You can follow me on all your social media websites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, blackpeoplemeet.com. That is Loy Lee Comedy, Loylee Comedy. What else? I'm going to be putting all my sets online, starting... I probably should start soon. I've got enough in the can to start putting them out.
Yeah, send me the links for both of them. I'll include it in the description.
Yeah. YouTube.com/Loy Lee Comedy.
Okay.
If you're driving and you're listening to this, or you can't write this down, you can always go to www.asiankingofcomedy.com, and all of my shit is there.
And when you get home, you could also just listen to the whole podcast again. Get to the end, and by that time, you should be up by a pen and paper. It'll help me, help you. Help me, help you. Cool. Any last words, Loy?
That's it.
Cool, man. Well, it's been a pleasure. Appreciate you. It's probably want to keep all this. It was a lot, but
it's a lot.
Yeah, man. If you don't mind, we'll keep it all.
Whatever you need to do. It's your show, brother.
All right, cool. Appreciate it, Loy. All right, this has been Justin Brown with the On the Grind podcast. Again, you can find us on SoundCloud, hopefully soon iTunes. Social media, it's at BlackJBrown. That's Instagram and Twitter. And thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Later.